This isn't the Liverpool we saw last season. The wheels are falling off now.
Successful for you last year, because when I look at that balance in midfield, and I always look at midfield, so I feel that's where games are won and lost.
From losing control in midfield to a defensive crisis, a £116 million signing who still hasn't turned off disappearing messages.
The obvious one that stands out right now is Florian Wirtz. He's just not at the races at all. He's a young boy coming into a new league. He's got plenty of time to go as a Liverpool player, but right now, I think he needs to come out of the team.
Liverpool 2025/26 isn't going according to plan for Arne Slot. But against Chelsea, the problems they had reached a new level.
But we were, in my opinion, I think we were, I can safely say this, very close to a result. So yeah, small margins. As I said, Galatasaray, we go 1v1 to the goalkeeper, we miss, they get a penalty.
It's fine margins to Slot on the surface. But the truth is that deep down, Liverpool's problems run even harder. It's no longer a problem. It's growing into what could become a full-scale issue for Slot and his team, and Chelsea exposed every angle of it. The small margins, a 2-1 defeat to Chelsea. Before that, a 1-0 defeat to Galatasaray. The week before, a 2-1 defeat to Crystal Palace.
Nketiah has won it for Palace.
That's 3 consecutive losses in all competitions for Slot's Liverpool. But it's not like the scorelines have had them comprehensively beaten in any. They've all been by a goal margin. What's worrying about this is how it was always the reverse for Liverpool last season, even at the start of this campaign, before the losing streak. Out of the 25 wins they had en route to winning the league last season, 9 of them were won by a single goal margin. Extend the count to this season and bar the opening day win against Bournemouth, every game the Reds have won this season has been by a single goal. It used to be a case of Slot's Liverpool being able to edge teams out, knowing how to find ways to win and manage in-game situations. Now, it's the reverse. Even when they did win by single-goal margins last season, in the context of the entire campaign, they were still a side in control. It hasn't been the same this season. Liverpool has been experiencing a late goal crisis. It's swung both ways. When it worked, Chiesa and Salah scored in the 88th and 94th minutes against Bournemouth on the opening match day to turn a 2-2 draw into a 2-2 draw 4-2 win. The next week, 17-year-old Rio Ngumoha bagged in the 100th minute to steal a win against Newcastle at St James's Park. Dominic Szoboszlai scored an 83rd minute winner against Arsenal. Salah scored a penalty in the 93rd minute against Burnley. Van Dijk scored a 92nd minute winner against Atletico Madrid after they almost let a 2-goal lead slip. Even in the Carabao Cup against Southampton, Hugo Ekitike came off the bench to grab the winner in the 85th minute. In the same way, they've lost to late goals as well. Eddie Nketiah in the 97th minute for Crystal Palace in the 2-1 win, and now Willian Estevao in the 95th minute for Chelsea at the Bridge. Late goals or not, the truth is Liverpool haven't looked like the title-winning team from last season. They've struggled in every game they've played this season. It doesn't feel like there's a balance in the side. The late winners at the start of the season managed to cover up some of these issues, but now the team isn't winning. The problems are out in bare open, and that's what Arne Slot is having to deal with. Imagine spending £112 million on what he believed would be the new creative force in the team and realizing he's still missing something. Someone. Now, just before we get into this, it's not to say that Florian Wirtz has been bad at Liverpool. If anything, this isn't even about Wirtz. It's about a player who Slot thought Wirtz would be an upgrade to in a different position. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Does Liverpool miss him? A lot. This goes beyond just his assists too. The biggest issue right now is the lack of a penetrative passer and a creator. He used to combine both aspects into one. True, players like Virgil van Dijk and Ryan Gravenberch are progressing the ball as often as they did last season, but it isn't the same. They no longer have that player who could split defenses open with just a single pass, a ball over the top, or between the lines. In trying to solve the Alexander-Arnold situation, Arne Slot spent over £142 million in this summer's transfer window. It's a gamble that hasn't paid off yet.
We've lost with Trent a lot of creativity from the back, so Trent's crosses and picking out runners was so special. I think Flo has this quality as well in a totally different position, but he brings that creativity, the pace of Hugo, the pace of both fullbacks, Milos and Jeremy today.
Slot was very clear. The idea was to replace the creativity they lost with Trent from the back with Wirtz in front. The problem? Florian Wirtz hasn't found his spark yet.
If he plays, I think you move him to the left. Personally, right now, I would sit him.
Would you play?
I would leave Gakpo on the left, Salah on the right, and Isak right through the pipe. As I said, you know, tried and trusted, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Allegedly, you're assuming you know what you're going to get because this team that I'm talking about knows each other inside out. You know, we're not going to be thinking, well,
and attempted to make a difference, almost set up Mohamed Salah with an incredible flicked pass. But on a larger scale, he's now gone 0-0-9 for Liverpool this season. No direct goals or assists, minus the one he got for Hugo Ekitike in the Community Shield. The problem continues lines. According to data from Opta, Florian Wirtz has to come deeper to receive the ball and become the creative link for the team. The graph shows where he's received the ball the most this season, just outside the halfway arc. He's playing much farther to the goal than he did at Leverkusen. That was normal for Trent, it's an adjustment for Wirtz. Now, we did the say. The Slot's attempted gamble to fix losing Trent has seen him spend £142 million this season, £112 million on Wirtz. The other £30 million is on a right back that hasn't quite found his feet yet. Jeremy Frimpong. He's quick, but that's just been about it this season. In truth, his only major contribution to the team has been winning the penalty that Salah converted against Burnley on match day 2. Beyond that, he's either been injured or just about average when he's played this season. He looked better playing as a right winger for Salah against Galatasaray. But considering that he's mainly played as a right back this season, that's a problem. It's an even bigger problem with Connor Bradley. Just watching him play, he's struggled this season. For one, he picks up way too many cards, 5 yellow cards in 8 matches this season. What's even worrying is that in the game against Chelsea, Connor Bradley yet again struggled. Alejandro Garnacho almost always got the better of him, and by half-time, Slot had to hook him off, which makes it crazy to think about. £30 million on a new right-back to add to an existing one. 2 main options and in the position, and yet Liverpool's best player in the role this season isn't even a natural right-back. Dominik Szoboszlai. He's looked similar to Trent when he has played as a right-back. I mean, it worked against Arsenal and Newcastle, but the Chelsea game was a big reminder to Slot that he cannot get away with makeshift options in the position. As soon as Jamie Bino Gittins came in, Szoboszlai was constantly getting caught out. It even happened for the winner. He was static when Enzo Fernandez slipped the pass for Cucurella, who in turn found Estevao for the winner. The point is, you can't really blame Szoboszlai. Why? The position is unnatural to him. The Trent loss has had a huge effect on the team, affecting even the most productive performer from last season. Mohamed Salah has been on a downward spiral this season. He's got just 2 league goals, 1 from open play. His numbers are down badly. He's averaging fewer touches with 43.4 this season compared to the 49.7 he did last season. Touches in the opposition box, 6.0 this season to 10.0 last season. Less shots too, 1.7 per 90 this season to the 3.5 he had last season. Fewer chances created with 1.3 compared to the 2.4 he averaged last season. I could bring more metrics, but it's clear that Salah hasn't been the same. There are sub-factors to this, adjusting to the new names up top and the new shape of the team, or maybe age might be catching up to him. Maybe he played his last high-output season last campaign to secure the final big contract of his career. But the biggest outlier to why he's been this down bad is simple. He doesn't have Trent anymore. To understand just how important Trent was to Salah's game, the data from Opta shows that of the highest line-breaking pass combinations in the 2024/25 season, no one did better than Trent's tally of 147 to Salah. For context, the duo in second place, Josko Gvardiol and Jeremy Doku, were behind by 36%. Salah hasn't had a regular supply. We talked about the makeshift option of Szoboszlai being better in the role. The Hungarian has recorded the most line-breaking passes to Salah this season at 3.5 per 90, and even that still pales compared to Trent's 5.6 per 90 for Salah. It's simple. If you cannot get your most productive attacker on the ball as often, he won't produce the numbers like he used to. But it's not just Salah. That Liverpool attack on the whole hasn't clicked yet. It's another problem the Chelsea game exposed.
I was very honest with him. I told him, like, with me, you're gonna win the Premier League, but I have to feel really comfortable with it, with the way we play. And he was very honest, and we had a few honest conversations. And he told me, okay, I will get the best out of you, then I will put you in a situation that you're very comfy, but I need you to provide numbers.
Remember when Salah said this last season? That he told Slot he'll score more goals for the team if he had less defensive work? Well, Slot's response was simple.
Players playing together where everybody accepts his role, so you cannot have 3 Mo Salahs for one position, because then my life is going to be hell. So we need to be smart also. We need enough quality, but not too many quality.
He kind of agreed, and to this end said it was impossible to have 3 Mohamed Salahs in the team. In the context, he was referring to not having more than one player in attack who wasn't doing as much defensive work as the others. Think of it as a balancing act. That balancing act has looked off the scale this season. It worked last season with players like Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and Diogo Jota. They may not have been the most prolific in terms of attacking numbers, but what they offered the team specifically with pressing from the front was a huge reason Salah had the luxury to ease off the defensive side of his game and wait on the counter. It's not the same this season. Against Chelsea, Alexander Isak chose his moments. He wasn't exactly willing to press Badiashile or Akampong when they had the ball. He's a different type of striker from a Darwin Núñez or Luis Diaz. He offers more of a goal threat, but it's not the same work rate. It's causing a chain reaction that's disbalancing the team. Liverpool is now averaging 10% fewer recoveries in the attacking third. The small margins are making the difference negatively for Slot this season. Now, having said all of this, we can't not talk about the Liverpool midfield setup this season. They are arguably the key to Slot's success last season. This campaign, it's been a mixed bag. On one hand, when it's worked, it's brought the best out of individuals like Gravenberch.
There's the coach that give me the confidence, and not like this season, we have more freedom in the midfield. Last season, I was like only on the 6, like deep, and now I can go more forward, what you see today. And I think my strength is also there, so I'm happy with that and also happy to go.
But just listening to this interview here, Gravenberch talks about getting the freedom from Slot to advance higher up the pitch. I mean, it's good. He's scoring goals and getting more shots off now. But the problem is that leaving that 6 role leaves the team open in midfield. Alexis Mac Allister was brilliant last season, but has looked miles off the pace this season. Dominik Szoboszlai, he's been Slot's Swiss Army knife. He's played as one of the 2 holding midfielders, playing in the cam role he played last season, and played at right back. Against Chelsea, Slot decided to use the 3 in the positions he played them in last season, and it didn't work. Liverpool struggled to create anything, let alone a decent chance in the first half. It's worrying for Slot. It's even more worrying considering that he's got to find a way to fit Florian Wirtz into this team. The struggles in attack, non-existent midfield at times, ultimately mean that in the end, the defence is bound to suffer. We're seeing Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk getting more exposed now than they were last season. Against Chelsea, Van Dijk on multiple occasions had to cover for Milos Kerkez out wide against Neto. Konate has struggled for consistency. You add this all up, and it's a challenge that the Chelsea game just made even bigger. They knew it was coming, but they haven't been able to find ways to stop it yet. Slot has a massive job on his hands. The task? To win again, this time with his own team. What do you think? Is it possible? Or is this an early indicator that Liverpool will struggle this season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Matchday Moments for more videos like this.